What's going on, ladies and gents? We're bringing you guys today some more Rainbow Six Siege, and today we're going to be talking about Lesion, the final operator for Operation Blood Orchid. Now, if you guys haven't already, we've already made reviews for Ying and Ella. Make sure you guys do check that out. I got a nice little Ella ace too. That was pretty hype as shit. But today we are talking about Lesion. Lesion comes packed with the T5 SMG and some shit shotgun that should never be used. His pistol is really good, so I forgot the name of it. It's like the Q292, I think. But the pistol overall is very good. His ability, the goo mines, has a lot of interesting develop, and it really messes with the meta, and I'm going to be talking about that later on because it needs the full chunk of the video. Lesion comes packed with the impact nade and deployable shield. He's a 2 armor, 2 speed operator, so he's right down the middle. And overall, I think he is one of the strongest operators to be introduced to Rainbow Six Siege, and here's why. His goo mine is the end-all, be-all of slowing down the game. Now, his goo mine can be countered by Thatcher, Twitch, and IQ. So IQ is going to be very useful around this season because you can detect those Gizmot mines, and the goo mines. So overall, though, the goo mine is a very interesting gadget. When it's activated, there is a needle that enters the opponent. It slows them down, does 5 points of damage per maybe 2-3 second tick. And you can murder the person with the T5 SMG. The person does not pull out this little prick. It will keep, ticking on damage until they die. Or thus they have to go through an animation of lowering their gun, pulling out the needle, and thus will causing them death. As you'll see in some gameplay later on, I kind of go in, I think I got a 4K with Lesion, and it was really awesome. His T5 practically has no recoil. It's just a headshot machine, and it just milks the opposition. So overall, though, the goo mine is what the meta is changing for. This thing slows down the opposition like crazy. On very choke point central maps like Plain, as you guys saw, you put them in very good position doorways and you can knock people down. You hit them, they slow down, you get that advantage. The issue with the goo mine is that it is such a very small detonation area that the person really needs to step on the gadget to actually, make it detonate. You almost have to be directly on it for it to stab you and or damage you. Now overall, though, that isn't too bad because he does get 7 of them and they're invisible. So there's a lot of good and bad to the gadget, and it's a very mixed thing. Before, I really hated the thing, but understanding it a little bit more now, it's a lot easier to counter, which is great. So with the goo mine, it works fantastic with Echo, Ella, Frost, and Cav. Now, the reason it works with Frost is that there's been a lot of, inward testing. There's been things where, if the person gets hit by the goo mine and then the Frost trap, they could die because of the tick damage. Now, there's been, a lot of, I've heard mixed things about that. With Cav, if someone gets hit by the goo mine, Lesion can see the goo mine, through walls and stuff where he's placed it. It doesn't tag the enemy through the wall, but you can say, hey, Cav, goo mine off in this centered area, go capitalize them. They're taking out the needle, bam, Cav gets that down because they're even taking damage from that little mine spike thing too. And then Cav gets an easier down with her pistol because that thing still hits like a truck. And then they go down, she gets the interrogation, everyone's a happy little camper because that shit is OP. It also works great with Echo because Echo can use his Echo drone to hit them with the stun. Same thing with Ella, but a little less effective with Ella. And as they're trying to take out the mine, Echo can smack it with the sonic boom, and then that will potentially stop the animation. So if it does that, you're even more stunned on top of that, more disorientated, more out of whack, and you're just even having a even worse time along those lines. You're taking damage, you're just having you ever just wake up and you have a bad day? That is what the offensive operator who's stuck within that is having, just a general bad day. Of course, anyone with barbed wire pairs with them well. Do not pair it with Bandit's electricity wire. It will destroy the goo mines. The goo mines are also instantly destroyed if they're attempted to be thrown outside, which is good to know. So there's no spawn goo mine chucking, which is great. But other than that, it's a very powerful gadget. So what's the best way to use Lesion? Well, Lesion comes very powerful in 2 ways. You set them up in an area. So if objective is an A room, you go set up in maybe C room. You go put some mines in front of you. Maybe that's a potential entry point. You set up some goo mines around there. You wait for the enemy. You can use your impact nades to open up flank holes to take out people so that when they're taking out the needle, you can kill them. things along those lines. Very capitalistic, very fallback style of gameplay. Goo mine, shoot, fall back, goo mine, shoot, fall back. Kind of rinse and repeat, and hopefully you'll make your way back to the objective, ultimately slowing down the opposition as much as you can. That's the name of the game with Lesion. Slow, steady combat, run out that timer, run out that rank timer, easy wins, easy skins, a Lamau. So that's one way. You could also play hard defense with Lesion, set up all your mines in the area, try and maybe set up a few on the outside positions, hunker down with the T5, and have a great time. Unfortunately, his shotgun is integrally suppressed and isn't spammable like the Saiga, so it does suck in comparison to it, but does have a faster reload, but I wouldn't use it ultimately. The T5 is just too good, as you can see by some of the gameplay displayed here. But overall, though, the T5 is just such a good gun, and Lesion is just such a good operator that I'm a little worried for the meta, but once people start picking up on the mines itself, and like, you know, how they operate, their blast races, things like that, I feel that he won't be as powerful and necessary, but I definitely see him being a major pick in ranked. For Pro League, maybe. Pro League is a very interesting beast on its own. Blackbeard's still part of the meta because of his invincibility, you know, taking that headshot. It still breaks the functionality of the game. So maybe with Lesion there will be more strats, more things along those lines. Ella herself too is a very strong operator. Two very powerful defensive operators, good guns, good gadgets. It's what defense needed. We'll have to see if maybe Lesion is too powerful with too many mines, or maybe increase their opacity a little bit. Things along those lines, or increase their size. Just to maybe make them a little bit easier to spot, but at the same time, you already have 3 operators that can take down the mines. You just need to be able and ready to run with them. I mean, Twitch is a great operator as it is. You can spot yokai. You can spot the yokai drone even though it's on the ceiling. Goo mine won't be that hard because it has such a small detonation radius anyways. It will be fine. Nothing too bad to worry about. Once you get used to it, easy peasy lemon squeezy. No problem. But overall, though, I'm really pleased with Lesion. He's a great operator. Although he looks a little funny with his shorts on, hey, it's all I could really complain about. Other than that, guys, I'm the Data Bruce. I hope you guys learned something new today. If you do, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other operator reviews between Ying and Ella. They will be at the end cards here. And I'll see you, sexy beasts, in the next episode. Peace.